I had a crazy dream last night. I was swimming in an ocean of orange soda. Turns out it was just a fantasy. Today, I'm going to recap a 2023 action-adventure film called Hidden Strike. After enduring continuous assaults by hired soldiers amidst the intensifying oil conflicts, the staff at U-Time, a Chinese oil refinery in the Middle East, are set to be rescued from their location by a specialized security squad from China. Leading the team is Commander Dragon Liu, currently caught in a moment of reflection, gazing at a half-picture of the family he has been separated from for a long time. Upon their arrival at the plant, the team discovers extensive damage due to constant rebel attacks. They are greeted by Professor Cheng, the company's leader, who wastes no time unfolding her evacuation strategies, which inevitably involve traversing the notorious Highway of Death to get to the safety of the Green Zone. Elsewhere, former U.S. Marine Chris is approached by his brother Henry, the leader of a band of mercenaries, a group Chris often ridicules. Henry proposes a lucrative mission to abduct an international criminal en route to the Green Zone. Chris, however, declines the offer. Chris, who looks after orphan children in his village, is faced with a dilemma when he discovers the village's water pump is severely damaged. The repair costs force him to reconsider Henry's proposal. At the plant, Commander Liu and his unit devise a strategy to safeguard the civilians, while an employee, Mei, observes silently, unable to confront Liu. The subsequent day, as they power down all computers, and Cheng entrusts the key to Mei, they guide the staff onto buses, oblivious to the traitor who marks Cheng's bus. Mei finds herself on Liu's bus, a situation she isn't pleased with. The helicopters, having transported the team, depart for the Green Zone, leaving the team and civilians to fend for themselves. Amidst the journey, Mei's dropped notebook exposes her possession of the other half of Liu's family picture, revealing her as Liu's daughter. Liu's attempts at connecting with Mei are met with cold silence. Their journey takes them to the feared Highway of Death, a stretch plagued with traps and wrecks of vehicles that succumb to them. It's an infamous crossing where survival is rare. Children pleading for assistance line the route, but they are part of the elaborate trap, forcing the convoy to press forward. When confronted with obstructing vehicles, Liu's decisive action to push them aside with the bus paves the way forward. Explosions erupt around the wreckage, but the team, aware of the sinister manipulation, proceeds undeterred. Observing Mei's anxiety, Liu assures her of her safety. Mei, however, rebuffs him, accusing him of prioritizing his mission over family, pointing out his abandonment of her and her terminally ill mother. The convoy successfully navigates the Highway of Death, but an unexpected sandstorm, contradicting earlier weather forecasts, confronts them. Forced to proceed, Liu senses the storm's unnatural behavior. Communication is severed amidst the chaos, each vehicle isolated. In the midst of this, Mei spots something elusive, dismissing it as a mirage. Unbeknownst to her, Chris and his mercenaries, informed by the earlier mark, tail them. They latch onto the last bus, ascend, and detonate it. The impact shatters the bus's front window, allowing mercenaries entry and control. Simultaneously, another pair of mercenaries confronts a resilient guard on another bus. A fierce combat ensues, culminating in the guard's expulsion through the window, narrowly escaping being crushed. The mercenaries commandeer this bus, diverging off the road, their mission seemingly accomplished. Clear of the storm, Henry's revelation of the civilian hostages infuriates Chris, who anticipated criminals. Henry dismisses his concerns, insinuating a deeper deception. As the primary convoy emerges from the storm, the absence of two buses alarms them. Attempts to establish contact prove futile, and Liu's suspicions of the storm's artificial origins intensify. Helicopters return, ferrying Liu and Mei to investigate. They unveil a jet engine's role in the artificial storm and encounter one bus and a guard who implicates Americans in the ordeal. Another helicopter, tracing a separate route, encounters the mercenaries' vehicles, triggering an intense firefight. A guard's precise shot detonates a mercenary car, illuminating the battle's ferocity. Amidst the fire and smoke, the dual narratives of betrayal and survival intertwine, exposing a complex web of allegiances and intentions, with Liu and Chris as unwitting pawns and adversaries. Each revelation, confrontation, and unexpected alliance intensifies the unfolding drama against the backdrop of the unforgiving desert. Chris's adept driving skills enable him and his companions to evade subsequent fire, finding refuge to effectively retaliate. They gain the upper hand, striking a pursuing helicopter, which crashes. Concurrently, the team escorts the remaining buses to the green zone. Luo, in another helicopter, locates the final bus, learning of Cheng and her assistant's abduction. The scene shifts to the mercenaries' base, where a confrontational Chris demands answers from Henry. It unfolds that Owen, previously an employee at the oil companies, now leads the attacking faction with intentions of commandeering the oil for personal enrichment. Chris, offered a prominent security role, declines and departs, leaving Henry pleading. Henry's attempt to assert his competence is met with Owen's lethal response. Mercenaries unaligned with Owen are executed. As Lou spots Chris in transit, he opts for pursuit over confrontation. Fuel constraints compel the helicopter's retreat, leaving Lou to his mission. In a contrasting atmosphere, an emotionally charged Chris is beckoned by a child for play. Lou's unexpected appearance ignites a tense interaction, alleviated momentarily by the child's innocence. The ongoing surveillance sees Chris at a familiar, abandoned locale, where the grim discovery of Henry's lifeless form, a manipulative display by Owen, overwhelms him. Lou's intrusion triggers a physical confrontation, their adept combat skills and interrogation attempts intertwined. The tense exchange escalates, incorporating accessible objects as makeshift weapons. Amidst the violence, Chris's attempt to employ a vehicle as a weapon is foiled by Lou's agility, who also ensures Henry's body remains unscathed. Their hostility, fueled by unanswered questions and undisclosed intentions, highlights the convergence of their paths in a complex narrative of betrayal, personal vendettas, and obscured alliances. Each punch and evasion underline the impending revelation of intricate conspiracies against the backdrop of the merciless desert landscape. Leo is on the verge of using a grenade when Chris intervenes, and amidst their confrontation, they discern a mutual adversary. French officials abruptly appear, also deceived by Owen and demanding compensation. In the ensuing commotion, Chris inadvertently dislodges the grenade's pin, prompting a hasty retreat by the officials. Together, Chris and Lou manage to resecure the pin, averting an explosion. Their brief alliance is interrupted by the reemergence of the French, armed this time. Amidst a renewed argument over appropriate ammunition, Chris creates an opening in the wall, and Lou hands him grenades to retaliate. The confrontation subsides momentarily, and Lou, seizing the opportunity, confronts Chris for information. The ruined state of Chris's truck interrupts their exchange. Chris divulges Owen's deceit as they rig the building with explosives for a timely departure. Concurrently, Owen courses Cheng at the refinery to facilitate his oil theft, resorting to executing hostages. Cheng relents upon her son's endangerment, revealing the necessity of her inaccessible bag containing the computer key and codes. A suggestion to trace her phone, also within the bag, provides a lead. In the village, Lou and Chris's return coincides with May discovering Cheng's ringing phone. Lou confirms the employee's safe arrival at the green zone, and a moment of levity ensues as Chris entertains the children with a song, joined by Lou. Their camaraderie is tested when Chris, having discovered May's notebook and inscribed his number with romantic intentions, is informed of May being Lou's daughter. A conversation about familial and national loyalty ensues, overheard by May, fostering an enhanced understanding of her father. An abrupt intrusion by Owen's men shifts the atmosphere. May ushers the children to safety, while Lou and Chris prepare to confront the imminent threat, the revelation of shared enemies and complex allegiances, setting the stage for intensified confrontations amidst unresolved vendettas and concealed truths. Each movement, revelation, and alliance underscored by the ominous dance of shadows cast by the desolate yet enigmatic desert terrain. Chris infiltrates a building, swiftly neutralizing an opponent by propelling him into a wall. Concurrently, Lou subdues a sniper atop the roof. Another assailant corners Lou, but Chris intervenes, and their combined force collapses the roof. Escaping the debris, they strategically position themselves to ambush the next approaching enemy. A misinterpretation of Lu's signal almost compromises their stealth, but Lu's swift intervention and direction enable Chris to eliminate the threat. Chris ascends to the rooftops for vantage, while Lu, navigating the ground, incapacitates adversaries with adept combat skills. Chris's gunfire betrays his location, prompting a retaliatory rocket that he narrowly evades. Shifting focus, Chris retrieves Cheng's phone and confronts Owen's men. The villagers' collective defense is countered with the brandishing of a grenade by the enemy. To avert a violent confrontation, Chris relinquishes the coveted bag amidst May's protestations, prompting the assailants' withdrawal. May's revelation of the impending massive oil heist and its national implications prompts Chris's collaborative stance. His offer of a truck equipped with a robust engine is marred by Lu's cautionary stance towards May, emphasizing the peril and prohibiting gunfire within the refinery to prevent catastrophic explosions. Undeterred, May identifies an available car, marking her silent resolve. Inside the refinery, Cheng, under duress and prioritizing her son's safety, facilitates the oil's diversion to awaiting vessels offshore. Chris and Lu's arrival incites a barrage of gunfire and rockets, adeptly maneuvered by Chris, who breaches the refinery's barriers. A blockading oil truck prompts an abrupt diversion, culminating in a dust-engulfing crash. Their presence now undeniable, the dust cloud affords them a momentary concealment, a transient sanctuary amidst imminent danger. Every movement, breath, and decision intricately weaves into the unfolding tapestry of confrontation, betrayals, and latent alliances set against the austere and enigmatic backdrop of the besieged landscape. Owen seizes the computer key, ensuring the oil flow remains uninterrupted, and makes his exit flanked by his elite guards, directing the others to engage the intruders. Lu and Chris, immersed in combat, exhibit their formidable defense skills. Lu's strategic positioning atop a pipe and Chris's adept use of a massive pipe as a weapon exemplify their synergy and prowess. As the battle intensifies, Lu's precarious moment is mitigated by Chris's quick reflexes, leveraging the pipe to secure Lu and incapacitate additional assailants. Owen's departing taunt precedes the arrival of reinforcements. The ensuing confrontation sees Lu and Chris, still refraining from firearms, navigating through a swarm of adversaries to infiltrate the central structure. A station guard's attempt to halt them is thwarted by Lu's knife distraction and Chris's effective use of a hose. The ensuing skirmish sees the duo, momentarily barricaded behind computers, engaging in weapon exchanges marked by miscommunication. The tension escalates as Chris's ammunition depletes, prompting a tactical diversion allowing Lu's stealthy assault, culminating in the guard's defenestration. The pursuit of Owen sees Chris constrained by foot speed, a limitation alleviated by May's timely arrival in an alternate vehicle. Their armed pursuit underscores Chris's commentary on the pervasive American affinity for firearms. Back at the refinery, Lu's confrontation with the guard enters a new phase. Cheng's distant observation and Lu's temporary distraction precipitate the guard's attempted escape, countered by Lu's innovative use of a foam gun. The ensuing chaos of foam rain and structural climbing amplifies the combat's intensity. Amidst the precarious setting, their altercation persists, the foam's engulfing presence adding an elemental challenge. Lu, anchored by wires, gains the upper hand, subduing the guard against the machinery's unyielding surface. Following the intense altercation, Lu employs a fan to dispel the engulfing foam prior to his exit. Concurrently, a vehicular engagement unfolds as Owen's guard initiates gunfire, with Chris retaliating until the assailant's ammunition is exhausted. Owen's evasion into the arid desert landscape is met with May's adept navigation, albeit challenged by the terrain leading to a crash. Their momentary incapacitation is alleviated by Lu's arrival in an engine truck, reigniting the pursuit. The truck's initially sluggish pace is overcome by Chris activating the engine's full capacity, propelling them to intercept the oil trucks. A collision initiates a cascading explosion, incapacitating Owen's acquired oil assets and leaving him partially injured. Owen's subsequent proposal of a monetary settlement is rebuffed by Chris, leading to Owen's frantic departure. Their pursuit is hindered by the truck's leaking tank, necessitating the activation of side sleys enabling sand navigation. The ensuing confrontation sees Owen's vehicle nudged towards a precipice. Liu and Mei's precipitous exit, facilitated by Liu's quick tethering, narrowly averts a plummet instigated by Owen's vindictive pull. The aftermath reveals Owen's demise and the reconnection between Liu and Mei, punctuated by the reassembled family picture within Mei's notebook. Their sentimental moment is interrupted by Chris's reemergence, instigating another quarrel with Liu upon his renewed flirtatious advances towards Mei. Their stranding precipitates collective screams for rescue. Simultaneously, Liu's team intercepts and detains the personnel aboard the oil-stealing vessels. The stranded trio's eventual rescue leads them back to the village, where their collaborative effort restores the water supply, eliciting communal rejoicing. The festivity is interrupted by news of an impending mission, and Liu extends an invitation to Chris, marking the evolution of their contentious relationship and the anticipation of collaborative endeavors amidst a landscape marred by the echoes of prior confrontations. If you enjoyed this video, don't be shy to hit the like button, and if you disliked it, hit the dislike button twice, just to be sure. It would be best if you watched the whole movie. Thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe for more videos like this.